Who I am today is shaped by all the things I am surrounded by, friends and family. The most important thing in my life is my family. Having such a big family, my aunts and uncles have taught me that family comes first before anything. My aunts are my biggest role models. They teach me the essentials to being a girl, and my uncles are the favorite men in my life. They all have a sense of humor that never seems to fail. They taught me that things in life happen for a reason and to always find the positive in every situation. Along the way, I learned not to take my family for granted. Growing up and moving away from my mom, it was hard. I lived in 4 different states before I came back. I never really had a mother figure in my life until I was about 11 years old. Getting to know the rest of her side of the family and my mom herself was hard. I had to adjust to a whole new lifestyle. Being with my father most of my life, it was hard to meet the standards of the religion he wanted to run in the family, which is Buddhist. Knowing how strict the religion is, everything had to be perfect and by the book. Everything had to be traditional, from the clothing we wore and how we ate. The strict rules of how to go about our day were very complicated. The long hours of prayers were never comfortable. However, coming back to Illinois, my mom introduced me to another religion known as Christianity. It was tough going from one religion to another. I had to learn a new way of understanding God. It was confusing for me to forget the stuff I knew from Buddhism to learn the quote-unquote Christian way. It created a lot of conflict between my parents. Another thing that has shaped who I am today has got to be my race. I am Malaysian and Cambodian, so being an Asian female in my family is tough. Asian parents are always strict due to the religion of Buddhism. My parents' intentions are never bad, and I understand that everything they do for me is for the better. However, having the stereotypes of Asians not being able to drive, or Asians being good at math and always getting straight A's, puts a lot of pressure on me. It puts a lot of pressure on me because of all the things a lot of people say aren't always good. It drives my parents to push me to do my hardest to break those stereotypes. Everything I've learned from both cultures have made me appreciate and embrace where I come from. After reading the book The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini, it showed me that family is forever. No matter what type of situation there is, family is always there for you. Amir and Baba both had to leave Kabul to go to the States. They left family and friends, but in the end, they reunite. It didn't quite end well for Amir's family, but it proves that family always comes around. I can relate my family to the Kite Runner because every time I moved away from my family members or new friends I made, I had family there to always be a constant reminder of how much I can depend on them to never let me down when I need them. I have read the book called Unashamed by a Christian rapper by the name of Lecrae. He talks about his childhood, how his childhood was rough. He got into drugs, child abuse, and alcohol, but finds his way through it. For help, he turned to rehab and God. The book taught me that it's okay to have something and someone to believe in when you're at your lowest thoughts. He says,
all my haters, the ones who think I'm a God, the ones who won't let me say it. I ain't scared of that.
So through all the hate I received for converting to Christianity, Lecrae helped me find my way. He showed me that I should never be unashamed of what I believe in and taught me that there are quote-unquote God haters. I learned that there will always be conflict between the religion of Buddhism and Christianity, but it's something that we can overcome. In the movie Crash, it showed that race will always be an issue in America. The movie shows strong activity through the words towards Asian people. So after watching the movie, it taught me that racism will always be around, and we're just going to accept the fact that we get called certain names and have certain stereotypes because all races have stereotypes. The film Crash taught me that we're just going to accept who we are, embrace where we come from, and how we go about those situations.
I don't care what your mama say about black people, they image bearers. You feel me? I don't care what any of these presidential candidates say about Latinos, they image bearers. I don't care what your cousin and them think of white people, they image bearers. You cornered, homie, right? But the only way to develop compassion is to be a better listener. And here's the thing, you can be as right as rain. You can be correct and your opinions can be absolutely spot on.
Throughout my years at West, I have seen many changes in how I interpret text and interact with others. The Kite Runner has affected me greatly because I never thought about my family before reading it. It made me re-examine my appreciation for my family members, and now, when I read other texts, I find myself focusing on how family can affect someone. I think this change happened because I never realized that family is forever. This was important to my growth as an individual because it helped me understand that family should never be taken for granted, and that I should appreciate everything they do for me. In addition, looking at my religion through the book Unashamed by Lecrae shaped how I view God and what God believes is right. I think this affected me because religion is a big conflict between my parents. So being accepted as a Christian by my father means a lot. Although I did not change my perspective on race, I feel that watching Crash reinforced my views on how other race treats other races. I see that it's not easy to grow up with stereotypes as an individual because it can shape the perspective that I have on everything else. Overall, I would say the biggest change in me throughout these past years was how I view everything and everyone around me. How I view why people are the way they are, and because of everything I've learned in the past 4 years, I've learned how to be sympathetic, how to understand in myself that everything happens for a reason. I think my family has got to be the most impact on how I perceive the world because with all the mistakes I've made and all the sad times I've been through, my family is a constant reminder that I'm not alone.